All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Exile Broadcasting, bringing you a special event here tonight with the Loose Lug Nut Series. Night of Destruction here at Oxford Plains Speedway in the Cup Cars. We're going to be doing 100 laps. Tonight is basically a free-for-all. Go get them, do whatever you want. Blocking is legal, wrecking is legal. All for fun. I'd like to introduce you to my co-host tonight, Katie Dugas. Katie.
Afternoon.
So as we got about 10 minutes of warm-up left, just wanted to talk real quick about the upcoming series at Loose Lug Nuts. We're getting ready to start our winter series. This is the final weekend of that final week prior to our winter series. There we go. That's what I meant to say. And should be an exciting race tonight. Should be an exciting season. Katie, your thoughts on tonight's race?
Oh, I think it is going to be an absolute wreck fest, but it's going to be epic nonetheless.
So if you were a driver tonight, what would your plan be? Would you be out there for blood to get, so to speak, your redemption against people? Because we don't allow that in our normal series, our normal weekly series. But tonight we're saying, have at it, do whatever you want, it doesn't matter. Or would you be trying to go for that win?
Personally, I'm a female, so I'm going for the win. Always take that money and go shopping. But it depends on kind of how I was through the season. If somebody had, can't say a grudge towards me, but, if somebody had something to hash out, tonight would definitely be the night to do it. And I think out of spite, you're going to see that just because. I mean, these guys have held nothing back in practice, and I don't think the race is going to be any different.
No, we've seen quite a bit of interesting things happening out there during practice. Seen some interesting jumping of the cars, and we've seen them kind of feeling out what they can get away with. Something that is new to iRacing in one of the previous releases is a no damage model. So we have incorporated that tonight. So these guys can beat and bang all night long and not have to worry about it, as we see them beating and banging right now. Wow. Topper just took it right off the track and went airborne. They can do this, and it's not going to damage their car. As long as they don't get stuck upside down, they won't have to worry about towing or blowing up or having to sit and get repaired or being knocked out of the race.
Even if they get stuck in a fence or stuck upside down, I think they can count on these lovely teammates to come and bail them out of some tight spots, because we've seen some knocked out of the fences, knocked into poles. So even though there might not be a tow truck, I think these guys are still going to come to each other's rescue.
I would have to agree with you. So, I guess now, good time as any, we'll talk about our upcoming season here at Loose Lug Nuts, the winter series, of course, what I'm talking about. We have quite a quite a bit going on. We have a Tuesday night series, the SLM series, Bump and Run. That's getting ready to finish its final week, and then we're going to crown a champion in that, and I'm sure that's going to be firing up another season. On Wednesday nights, we've got the Misfit Mods. I'm not sure exactly if that's turning into some series that's coming over here or whatever, but we are in cahoots with Misfit Mods on Wednesdays. And Thursday we got the Truck Series. We'll be going to all your favorite NASCAR tracks, starting out with Auto Club. Friday night we have our what is it? The late model. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a late model series on Friday nights. Katie, what you might have more info on that?
American Thunder Dirt Series. They race the super late models on Friday night.
Copy that. So on Friday nights you can get your dirt itch done there. Saturday nights we run our Xfinity series, and Sunday nights we run our Cup series. Thursday nights we're being sponsored by Support the Troops. On Saturday nights we're being sponsored by Pit Pass, and on Sunday nights we are being sponsored by Abruzzi Racewear USA. We had been being broadcasted primarily by American Sim Network. Believe he's taking a break on Sunday nights. You can catch the Cup racing over at Max Speed TV starting next week. Everything else you will see on American Sim Network. I think might have covered everything. Did I miss anything, Katie?
I don't think so.
All right, we got about 5 minutes left in warm up. It'll be interesting to see. I tried to set this up with just open practice and no qualifying, but unfortunately was not able to get it to set up. It actually locked everybody out of the room, so I ended up setting up a room with open qualifying, meaning all cars will be on the track at the same time. So it'll be interesting to see if people try to actually qualify, or if they will be using that whole no damage thing to their benefit to try to keep people from qualifying up front. What do you think is going to happen there?
Ooh, I didn't even realize that was an option, so you definitely just threw a wrench in it for me.
Well, if it would be me, I'm probably going to go out there and keep the faster guys from getting up front just for fun, since it is a fun night. To be honest, if I was out there racing, I don't have any really hard feelings with anybody that's in the field. Generally speaking, in loose lug nuts, there's a couple guys that may have rubbed me a little bit wrong, that I might take an opportunity to put a bump or two. But it'll be interesting to see who has any kind of ill feelings or contempt for anybody, or if it'd be purely strategy. We got one of our racers who's actually doing some work. He's not at work, but he's doing some work on a computer, unable to make the race. I'm gonna drag him up. We got Garrett Potts. Garrett Potts, you got a copy?
I do. How are you, buddy?
Oh, good. We just figured we'd bring you on up as a guest commentator, since you said you were doing some other things, and said you might be able to have the broadcast up. Now, you'll probably be a little bit behind because the broadcast does lag a little bit behind, but what do you think of this little, well, I called it the Night of Destruction, so what do you think about our first Night of Destruction?
Well, I think I should have been in a car.
Looks pretty fun, huh?
Yeah, and no, of course, from my run-ins with loose lug nuts, I've always loved racing here and I love everybody that we race with. But we do.
Oh, we cut out there, Garrett. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not.
Sorry. I was saying, in loose lug nuts, we're not shy about using the fenders, and I'm definitely not shy about using the bumper. But now, when there's no consequences and it's just for fun, man, that would be a lot of fun.
Well, we're seeing it now, even in practice. These guys are getting out there and getting after each other, getting into each other, and uh, looks like a lot of fun. Hopefully, the drivers will have a lot of fun. Hopefully, everybody out there watching will have a lot of fun watching it.
Oh yeah, I'm watching Topper right now. He's gone. He's gone into the trees now. It looks like he's getting good air. I'd give that a 10. But that, I think everyone's gonna have a good
He
night.
just got really good air. Wait till that one comes across.
But I think everyone's gonna enjoy it tonight. I don't see how you couldn't. Most people come to the track. They want to see hard racing and they want to see wrecks. So this is the best of both worlds. So this should be a really good night.
There's our thoughts from our guest bros. Yep, can't get it out. From our guest broadcaster, Garrett Potts. Garrett Potts usually out there racing with the fellows, as he said, out there in the number 40. Let's talk a little bit of personal life, Garrett. Garrett, you and I were talking earlier on the phone. Why don't you let the fans out there know what's happening in real life with maybe a couple different things. We got about 40 seconds left in warm up and then qualifying, so we got about 5.5 minutes left. Talk to us a little about real life racing and some of the other business ventures you got going on.
Well, if anyone didn't know, I race for you, Ronald Klein, for the RTK Motorsports, and we did race front wheel drive on the dirt track, and we've moved away from that, moved into the V8, trying to chase you with your big V8 cars. You run in the highest V8 series that you can. That's a street stock style car. That it's not a late model, and I am in what's basically a factory stock or a pure stock car. And we are trying to basically just get our engine set to what we want for next year and for what's remaining of this year. So we're in the middle of a build. It's coming along. I'm learning a lot. Not being around the small block Chevy world. Always been a Chevy guy. Just never had to throw one together. And there's a lot more to it than what people lead on. So a lot of very small, minute changes that make a lot of difference on the track and how the car pulls off the corners and such like that. But other than racing, I have started what's called Live to Race. It's a YouTube channel. We have a Facebook page. Our YouTube channel is not public yet because we're going to have a couple videos out there. No one just wants to watch one video and then you don't see anything for a couple weeks. And at this time of the year, it's hard to have any solid racing content with just tracks changing due to weather and such like that. So hopefully by at least January next year, we will have all the videos up, and there's planning on going to some bigger races. We're building a car to go to that, and we're primarily from dirt, but I think we're going to venture on the asphalt this year, and feel really confident this year than I have about the real life racing side of things than I have in a while.
Well, I don't think it's much different whether it comes from dirt track, asphalt, all the way up to NASCAR. Sometimes when you see somebody out there on the track, that's how Garrett and I met, was in here in iRacing. So for those of you that didn't know that, Garrett and I met in iRacing in a different league, and then ended up meeting up in person. My daughter was racing front wheel drives, and Garrett had a front wheel drive, and not to knock on Garrett, but Garrett's car was not the quickest car out there, and decided to put him in some of our equipment, and done very well for us so far. And we're looking forward to the partnership and going into next year. As he said, we're working on engine stuff right now, but going to be an interesting time as we watch these guys qualify out here. Not a lot of serious qualifying going on right now.
I'm watching a lot of that's a good tactic, I'm guessing, is what Bob Wills was using earlier. Just wreck them. If they keep wrecking them, they can't get in a fast lap, and as long as you get one in, you're good.
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yep. By the looks of it from practice, I think Mr. Keith Haney, I believe he was at the top of the leaderboard. He'd be pretty strong tonight. If I was anyone, there's no rules, so I'd make sure that he gets sent to the rear for a little while. But knowing Haney, it won't be too long. He'll be back up to the front.
As we watch Andrew Fessenden and I believe it's his brother or maybe his father, James Haney, going at it right now out on the track. A whole gaggle of cars just came out, and that of Brandon Murray. And let's see who else is right there. Oh, we got Kyle Chadwick. Looks like Chadwick's in a good spot to actually run a fast lap if he wants to. Murray says no to that. Nope, not going to happen. Here comes Abbott. Abbott trying to get down a good lap. And that's Garrett in the background with the live mic.
I apologize.
Well, so far, what do you think, Katie?
I think this is fixing to be interesting. I'm curious to see if there would have been damage on how many people would have even a smidge of their car left. I think these guys have put poor Bo and Luke Duke just absolutely to shame.
Brandon Murray slowing down the number 87 car of Keith Haney. Went out there and slowed him down. We'll see if that keeps Keith from getting a good starting position as he gets into somebody else. I think it's Topper Dugas. I don't think we're going to make it through this broadcast without a whole lot of laughing, Katie.
I don't believe so.
Oh, goodness. We got about 12 seconds left here in qualifying. Then we're going to have a field of drivers that are going to go out there and put on 100 laps of racing, no holds barred. Should be very interesting. All right. Let's see. Let's see who we've got. Did Brandon Murray? No. Mine has not updated yet. Oh. My grid is not correct, so Katie, you want to fire off?
Sure, I see Ray Richer on the pole. To his outside, Brandon Murray, Kyle Chadwick starting in third, Bob Wells in fourth, Andrew Fessenden in fifth, Trent Drum outside row 3, James Haney, Topper Dugas, Brian Abbott, Gene Rogers, Kyle Kisselbach, I'm going to assume, Mark Jackson, Keith Haney, Michael D'Amico, Michael Yarrow, James Brown, Wesley, still don't know that last name, John Hedrick, I believed it was not going to take the field. I'm not sure about Noah Wyatt.
Copy that. Do know that a couple of cars disconnected. And also, unfortunately, one of our dear friends, Mr. James Brown, had to run out and help a fellow person in real life. So he was unable to make the grid, but I told him to stay in and come back and just, have some fun. So hopefully he will be able to make it back in time to have some fun. So that's your starting grid, folks. We're going to do 100 laps here. These guys are going to go and have a good time tonight. Like I said, it's no holds barred racing. There's no damage, so I expect to see full melee on lap 1.
If they make it that long.
If they make it to lap 1.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be looking for somebody to go through the infield to try to cut the corner. I was wondering if they were gonna do it all night. They very well may.
These guys are already touching. Brennan Murray, you're running into the side of your pole sitter. Maybe I should have told them that that they needed to at least make. Oh goodness, we're gonna have major problems here.
No surprise.
All right, they've got just under a half a lap here to get everybody straightened out, get everybody back to where they're supposed to be. Bob Wells taking off just says, oh, okay, whatever. Probably going to get a black flag, and the first person to go is Brandon Murray.
No surprise.
Bob Wells out in front, trying to make sure that I don't miss anything. This is going to be very difficult to catch the action as we see Topper taking, it looks like Gene Rogers off the track. Gene Rogers coming back up on track, back into the field. Looks like Ray Richards said, no thanks, I'm just going to run this thing. Now, Bob Wells out in front, but I think he's got a black flag. What do you think, Katie? It's pretty calm. I expected a little more.
I really did too. I'm honestly surprised that it's been this clean so far. I mean, 5 laps in and nothing yet. I'm hesitant.
It's like holding a loaded gun. You know you're gonna use it. You just don't know.
Right. And Bob Wells goes for a spin, so that's our first spin. Oh, that gets Andrew Fessenden. That puts Fessenden into the wall. Richard got a huge advantage over the second place car, James Haney, now 1.8 seconds back. And then we have this group, two different groups, but they're almost close enough to be one group. You think they're trying to just run down the leader and then start the melee as Topper gets sideways?
I don't know. I mean, I'm really surprised these guys are actually racing. I honestly thought we would have a full-on demolition derby for like the first, I would say 15 minutes, and then they might, oh, never mind. As I say that, Top must hear me in the background.
And Mark Jackson goes off the track. So I think it'll be when a guy like Mark Jackson right now is going to say, okay, here comes the leader. I'm going to take the leader out. That's what I'm waiting to see right now. I'm going to stay on Mark Jackson. As we see Topper going through the infield. Now, Ray Richard doesn't want to play around. He might just ride if he can. You know, there is prize money on the line here.
I'll tell you, he had his share of a demolition derby last night when we saw the little throwback cars. Where were we? Las Vegas, maybe? And it was an absolute mess.
Don't look now. Abbott and Haney trying to make their way towards the front. Ray Richards still behind Mark Jackson with, I believe it's, yeah, D'Amico, I believe. Nope, sorry, D'Amico's in the pits right now. Is that Gene Rogers? Yep, it's Gene Rogers. So Richard is right behind Mark Jackson and Gene Rogers. Jackson gonna try to make a move on Gene Rogers. A little bit of bump there, nothing major. Oh, there Gene Rogers tries to pinch down on Jackson's rear quarter panel. Will he go after the leader here? That's the question. No, it gives him a lot of room actually. Swings way wide, lets Richer go.
Why? What is the point?
I would have expected these guys to really ramp it up and just, you know, punt the leader. But Topper comes out and punches somebody. I don't even know who that was. And then you got the 941.
Crash car for a reason.
As we look at Topper Dugas right now, he's off the track again. Back to the front. Ray Richer just kind of cruising, man. The race will go fast if they don't play bumper cars. I really expected some brake check-in. Uh-oh, here we go. Here comes now. Topper's just in front of the leader. Leader's starting to put some serious. Oh, Topper's pulled down and out of the way. I really expected. I was expecting Topper to go for the 44 car. Well, folks, I promised a night of destruction, and these guys decided that they're going to try to run this thing about as clean as you can get. Here comes Keith Haney closing in slowly on Ray Richer. Ray Richer's going to have to do something here. All right, something definitely happened in the group. Keith Haney was running closer with someone. I'm not sure who it was, but there's nobody behind Haney for about a second and a half or so, 2 seconds. Mark Jackson. Oh, there's the checkup. There's a checkup by Mark Jackson. That hurts Richer. That brings Keith Haney within striking distance of Ray Richer now. And Topper must have had problems again, because here comes Topper. Topper gonna cut down in front of the leader. And oh, there's the block. Oh, there it is. Topper takes. Oh, and he's got both of them. Oh, we're going to have a new leader after that. Now, this is what I expected. James Haney is now your leader. Trent Drum going for a roll through the infield. Gets it back on its wheels so he won't have to tow. This is more of what I expected.
He came in Dukes and Hazard digging like that, like Dale Jr.
Trent Drum falls in line here. Ray Richer, not that bad off actually. He's still currently in third. Gonna go back to Brandon Murray, Kyle Chadwick. I see that 33 car at Topper Dugas getting all kinds of bumps and wiggles, and oh, there's a spin. Topper goes for a spin, collects Chadwick. Big loser there, Topper Dugas. We look back up front. James Haney's leading, Brian Abbott second, and Ray Richer has fought his way back up to the third place now. We got to go about a half a track or so back. There's Kyle Chadwick. He's in fourth. Brandon Murray is in fifth. Everybody except for Mark Jackson is a lap down. That wreck really helped Mark Jackson out. Big wreck. And Ray Richer is back in the lead. I should not have left. Looks like Topper has done it again. Looks like he got in the middle of it and slowed the leaders down. That puts Ray Richer back into the lead. And here comes Topper. It looks like Topper is actually using this race to do whatever he felt like doing. As Ray Richer actually turns the 33. He's like, nope, you're not getting me. We got Brandon Murray sideways on the track. Oh, there goes Trent Drum upside down. Another car off track. The 55 car of James Haney coming back
Somebody
up.
flew out of the sky.
We got melee going on all over the place now.
Mark Jackson's upside down.
Mark Jackson was upside down. Must have got some help. Got it rolling right side up. Now it's getting hard to tell who's where and who's what.
We have the 941 still stuck on his roof in the pits and having some serious trouble.
Jackson goes flying off into the corner. Brian Abbott, gets taken out. Or, sorry, Keith Haney gets taken out. That puts Brian Abbott up to the front. Ray Richard now in second.
This poor Kyle Kesselbeck is having some serious trouble.
He was upside down on pit road. He is now right stood up, probably awaiting his tow. Meanwhile, back up front, here we go. Brian Abbott, Ray Richard. Richard is almost to his back bumper. Now anything goes, but what do you think? You think this is a clean pass if you can get to him, or you got to worry about that 110? Oh, the 110 brake checks the 82.
What a move by Fez. That's very typical of him. I am going to say that. So to brake check the leader, yeah, definitely.
Now, usually in these types of races, it's always take out the leader, take out the leader, take out the leader. So it'll be interesting because Brian Abbott and Keith Haney, I believe, are on the same team. So the 87 car could actually be a blocker here.
If they get first, they split the money.
Exactly. So 40 laps out of 100 already down and over. That's some cars coming out of pit road. Topper Dugas and Kyle Kieselback. Ray Richard still in second place, working on Andrew Fessenden. Does manage to get around him. We'll see if Fez tries to give him a shot, and he looks like he is going to. He does give the 44 a shot. Richard able to hold on to it, keeps it going, but that is going to extend the 82's lead. Now, I'm sure there's probably some radio chatter going on down there between the guys saying, take out the leader, take out the leader, take out the leader. We must have just missed a spin. And we did. Andrew Fessenden was up against the wall. All right, time to start working on those leaders. Everybody is 1 or 2 laps down with the exception of Brian Abbott, Ray Richard, and Kyle Chadwick. So, time for these guys to start taking out the leaders. That's how you get your lap back. Punch the leader off out into the grass and slowly work your way through and get a lap back. Oh, his topper actually does try to do that. Ray Richard, three seconds back from the leader. He got a lot of work to do in 50 laps. Now, granted, anything can happen in 50 laps, but Brian Abbott seems to be kind of running safely here. Gonna say that Keith Haney is gonna be. He's out in front, and I believe he's going to clear the way for Abbott. Oh, as Brandon Murray gets it right into the way there. And that was, oh no, that was Kyle Kieselback again.
Well, he just took the bulldozer out, so he should get a special point for that.
As Haney races his teammate to get back one more of his laps. Ray Richard. Oh, Haney. Oh, he gets turned. Keith Haney gets turned.
They're waiting on him.
It did look like that. So Keith Haney gets turned, but Brian Abbott, the leader, still managed to stay in the lead. But here comes Ray Richard. Oh, somebody's waiting for somebody there. They're waiting on the front stretch. Got cars that are sitting there waiting, it looks like. Topper slows down. makes an attempt to get at. Oh, somebody just got rolled hard.
That was your leader.
Oh, and Ray Richer. They're both off track. That may bring Kyle Chadwick into play now. Kyle Chadwick going to take the lead. Chadwick was 16 seconds back with all that happening. That puts Chadwick in the lead now. All right. Kyle Chadwick and then Ray Richer. And now it's showing Brian Abbott a couple laps down, so he definitely got into something. Oh, he might have been upside down. Looks like he's on pit road waiting for his tow, probably. We jump back to Ray Richer. Ray Richer's got the 941 of Kyle Kieselbach. We got a couple guys run. Andrew Fessenden spinning on the front stretch. Fessenden tries to come out on track, misses again.
He's been playing recovery car for a while because we've had a few stuck on our lid, and he kind of seems to go over, straight through the grass and just clear them right back onto their wheels.
Well, that's pretty awesome. Here we go. Topper and Kyle Chadwick are close here. Is Topper gonna try to help out the 44 car? Oh, as Chadwick gets a bump. Oh, and Richard gets a bump. Richard off track gets a bump from, I believe, the 941 of Kyle Kieselbach. That's going to put Chadwick way out in front now. As Murray looks like he goes to go for Richard, and he loses it. Slide job. Bad impression, but it was funny anyways. Kyle Chadwick out in front. He's just there. You go. Richard thank you. Richard some 7 seconds back now. Trent Drum going for a ride with Topper Dugas. Oh, Abbott looked like he was going to go for Richard and missed. Richard needs to put her in gear and get going. Oh, big wreck right in front of Richard. He manages to avoid it. Meanwhile, Chadwick, gets into Fessenden. Fessenden's got him stopped almost on the racetrack.
And he keeps going.
And at the same time, Richard's off track again. So that helps Ray Richard. Chadwick's off the grass. Looks like possibly with a.k.a. Topper Dugas, maybe?
It was. And he drove straight through him, literally.
Chadwick's still leading. Ray Richer off the track. Oh, that's going to put... Oh, wow. Kyle Chadwick has an entire lap on the field. Now he is the only one on the lead lap.
Oh, now these guys can't hear that. They can't hear that happen.
Well, they all can see it. It's on their relative or on their standings if they use their black box. So Ray Richer now is in second place. Bob Wells has managed to come back. He sits in third place, still just one lap down. James Haney off in the marbles up there. He's in fourth. Trent Drum is in fifth. Brandon Murray in sixth. Brian Abbott now seventh. Gene Rogers in eighth. Fez is back in ninth. Kieselbach is 10th. Keith Haney 11th, sitting on pit road. Topper Dugas is in 12th, out there racing with Richer. Oh, whoa! Kyle Chadwick just got whaled. He does land on his top, and he gets going, though. This will be interesting. He's going to lose some time. We'll see how much. Oh, and he gets nailed by Brandon Murray again.
The fact that he keeps landing on his wheels is absolutely
He does.
amazing.
Oh, but there goes Richard now. Oh, and he gets whaled by Fessenden as well.
They do not call them the Misfits for nothing.
Wow, those guys literally just gave Ray Richard the lead. and then took him out. Somebody took him out. Ray Richards off the track as well. All right, Richer and Chadwick are on the same straightaway. Where's Bob Wells in all this? Yeah, right? Oh, there was a car. Brandon Murray up on the dirt. All right, back to Ray Richer. Ray Richer out in front. Kyle Chadwick just 1.6 seconds back with 30 laps to go. Now, because they were doing what they were doing, some of these guys did get laps back. Oh, Fez overshoots. Oh, hard into the wall. Chadwick gets a little bump from behind, keeps it straight. Richer off track. Ray Richer off the track. Now Kyle Chadwick becomes your leader once again. And guess who just got back on the lead lap? Bob Wells. Keeping quiet. Has managed to get back to the lead lap. So now there's three. Actually, there's... Nope, it's showing him one lap down. I apologize. Oh, as Kyle Kieseback goes for a ride, Bob Wells manages to keep it straight. Back to... Chadwick off the course. Looks like possibly courtesy of Haney.
It was.
And that'll put Ray Richer back in the lead with Murray swerving in front of him.
You know, that's not the one that I would want in front of me right now at all.
I would not want to be Ray Richer right now. Bob Wells is the one lap down. Ray Richer is the leader. If Bob can get to him, you can bet your money that he's going to try to get his lap back. Kyle Chadwick still about a straightaway from Ray Richer. As we have Trent Drum and Brian Abbott off track. Oh, Brandon Murray says, nope, you're not getting your lap back to Bob Wells. Turns him around. Kyle Chadwick making his way, turning the car in front of him. Oh, he gets plowed into by the 110. Kyle Chadwick still rolling, lands on his wheels and gets going. And
I know where he gets all his parts from. If it's Napa, I need to start shopping.
Right.
He has had
Okay, here we go.
hellacious recoveries.
Oh, Kyle Chadwick tries to take Ray Richer out. That puts Bob Wells, the first car, a lap down. They're going to have to go to work on Richer here with just 22 laps to go. Oh, these guys they're drifting the cars. They're doing everything they can to take these guys out. I feel like I'm talking too much.
Well, we haven't seen as many wrecks as I anticipated.
There's a lot of good little slide jobs. Oh, and Keith Haney tries to do the reverse job, throws it in reverse, can't catch him. I expect to see somebody slowing down here in front of Ray Richer because nobody, I don't know if Brandon Murray can catch him.
I think that's when I'd be slamming on those brakes.
Okay, here we go. Here's Keith Haney. Oh, Richard's got a whole slew of cars. Here comes Fezenden. Oh, Richard's trying to negotiate his way through. He makes it through Keith Haney's attempt. Here comes Topper. Topper lets him go.
I'll tell you, if I didn't know any better, I think Brandon Murray and Topper Dugas were trying to protect Ray Richer right there.
I'm not possibly. I don't know. Well, as they run right now, Kyle Chadwick has gotten booted all the way back to fourth. A run through the field here. Fezenden is right there. Topper's right there. I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to deviate from the action that's going on right now. Fez given some room there. There goes Keith Haney. Oh, man. Haney goes sideways. Bob Wells. A lap down right there, just about to reach out. Possibly could get a lap back here. You might be right. There might be some strategy being played out here now, as looks like Brandon Murray and Topper Dugas have kind of boxed in the 44. That could be a good thing or a bad thing. It looks like it's a good thing right now. Here we go. Keith Haney makes a move on Murray. It backfires. That allows Richard to get by both of them. All right,
Bob
fans.
Wells is getting close.
He is getting close, and you know if he can get close enough, he's gonna put the bumper to anybody that he can to get by. All right, just about 11 laps. Looks like 11 laps to go. Oh, Topper Dugas gets taken out. Oh, Murray gets taken out. If they were protecting him, he has no protection. Bob Wells, unfortunately, just got wrecked. That puts James Haney now into the second position. Kyle Chadwick in third. Back to our leader. Okay, here we go. Ray Richer. Haney goes for the move but misses. Ray Richer saw it coming all the way.
Yeah, I gotta say, that was a nice recovery. He obviously hit those brakes.
Oh, you may be right. Fez just went after the 87.
I think poor Murray's still stuck over on his lid.
Yeah, I noticed that as we jump around. Bob Wells is in the pits now. There's Brian Abbott. Keith Haney. Yep, Brandon Murray's stuck up on there, maybe waiting for Fez to come around and knock him off there.
Fez's recovery service on its way.
All right, Ray Richer. Oh, he is on the way. He might hit him. Let's go take a look. That was not enough to get him off. We got to go back to the leader, Ray Richer, because the laps are winding down. We've got 6 laps to go. Ray Richer has a little bit of a lead. Oh, Haney gets sideways. Not sure if that was courtesy of Topper Dugas or not. Well, they've allowed Ray Richer to do what you're not supposed to let people do, is get a full lap ahead of somebody, because now it's going to take the whole field pretty much ganging up on him and trying to take him out as Haney goes for it and misses. He missed by an inch at the most.
See, and if any time Netcode would have picked up, if that would have been an actual race, he would have been gone.
Oh, 3 laps to go, it says. Here comes Richer. I think Richer is in full, like, I'm just going to stay where I need to stay and avoid. As Murray goes flying off the track in the background. I hate to focus so much on the leader. Yes! Oh, Keith Haney sideways. Ray Richer taking it high. He's behind James Haney. James Haney's 1 lap down. So technically we are on the final lap. So Ray Richer only has to just putt to the finish line basically and not get wrecked.
Just push him out of the way.
As Haney, oh, here they come. They're going to try to get to him. Oh, Abbott misses and Richer comes sideways across the line. Ray Richer finishing the race 1 lap in front of everyone else. James Haney coming across in second place. Fezenden goes airborne. All right. Wow, that was a whole lot of fun and a whole lot of things to talk about. So bring up our guest broadcaster, Garrett Potts. He lost his connection. We're going to drag up first place finisher of Ray Richer. We're going to grab James Haney if I can. I don't see him in the room. So that means we're going to move to Kyle Chadwick. We're going to bring up everybody who's in TeamSpeak pretty much.
I think Top got the most incident points, so he should get some kind of special award.
Copy that. All right. I've pretty much put everybody up here. We're going to talk to a lot of people, but first of all, we're going to talk to our winner, Ray Richer. Ray Richer, you got a copy.
Hi, I'm here, but I'm upside down. I'm still here.
Copy that. We see you upside down. you are now right side up, sir. What an event. Pretty crazy to watch, pretty crazy to call. Uh, First question I got for you is, in the closing laps, did you have some friends out there?
I had a lot of friends. In fact, throughout the whole race, everybody was talking to me. It's like, you're the only one in this room that's got a shot, so everybody played defense for me. I just kept avoiding wrecks, and man, I was growing up on, or brought up on short track racing, so missing these wrecks, that's part of the deal. So it was a lot of fun. So yeah, I got some friends out here.
Well, I couldn't stop talking. It was, at first we thought you guys were running too clean, and then finally the action picked up, and it became, well, everything that I thought it and hoped that it could be. Tell us your thoughts on the night, the race, and anything else you want to say.
First of all, this was kind of cool. It's the second one like this I ever ran, and for no damage and just keeping flat out going, it was a blast. So we got to do this again sometime. Second of all, did I think I ever had a chance? Absolutely not. I mean, I love short track racing, but I couldn't believe I made the first. Well, I mean, I can't believe it took the pole. Next thing you know, I'm talking to the guys in the channel, and they says, well, every time that somebody hits somebody, it takes away their time and their own time. So everybody just kept hitting everybody, and well, that's kind of how it lasted. But all in all, this was an absolute fun event. Appreciate you guys putting it on, and this is something we definitely want to do every now and then, because this, what a riot.
All right. Well, for those of you out there watching on YouTube land, those of you that go back to watch it, tomorrow night we're going to be doing the figure eight at Irwindale, which will be the same exact setup. So if you liked what you saw tonight, and drivers, if you liked what you did tonight, come out tomorrow night to Irwindale figure eight. We're going to do that there. So congratulations to Ray Richer on winning one of the most fun events I've been part of here. Anybody you'd like to give a thanks to?
Well, I'd like to thank some of my sponsors. Pro Auto Service, been with me forever. Amsoil, of course. Marty and Lori Gilmore there out of Albany, New York. And, well, all in all, you guys putting us on. Brandon, Brandon, who was playing defense tonight. Andrew was playing defense. Oh, my goodness, who else was in here? Either way, these guys were just a lot of fun. I thought for sure that Kyle Chadwick was going to get me. And thanks, everybody, man. This was a great, fun event.
Alrighty, folks, there you have it. That's your winner, Ray Richer, taking the win tonight here at Oxford Plains Speedway. All right, let's bring up our third place finisher, since I don't have our second place finisher in here right now. Kyle Chadwick. I'm going to hand you over to Katie Dugas.
Well, Kyle, how was that for you?
That was a lot of fun. Went bad the last 20 laps, but still finished.
I'll tell you, you took a lot of hits, and we saw a lot of guys either on their roof, in the fence, and somehow you always landed on your wheels straight up. Is your car from Napa?
No, but we had to change a lot of parts, I think.
Well, at least you had Napa behind you.
Yeah, it was a rough race.
All right, so we hope you had a really good time with us tonight. Any sponsors or anyone you want to thank for your third place finish?
Just thanks for Lugnuts for putting this show on.
All right, man, a few words. Kyle Chadwick bringing it home in third place. We're going to move on and talk to some more of the guys here. We're going to bring up Big Bad Bob Wells. Bob Wells, you got a copy, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. You brought it home in fifth position. We're going to pretty much interview everybody tonight because this was so much fun to watch and broadcast. It was unbelievable. At one point, you were just like within a hand's reach of the leader, and I thought, man, if he can get to him, this could be interesting. Talk to me about your race and the fun you had out there tonight. Hopefully it was fun for you.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I think I warped out or something right on that at first start because it started telling me to like pass everybody. Like I gridded like fourth, I think it was, and it told me to pass the guy in front of me and pass the pace car, and things got all messed up there. So I ended up like essentially starting dead last or a lap down, but just kind of put down like good laps. Tried to avoid the chaos and fun that was going on out there, and I got up. And I had Ray, like, in my sight. He was right on my screen, so he was at least one lap ahead of me. But man, the guy was putting down laps. I just couldn't catch his rear bumper. If I could have caught his rear bumper, he would have got it for sure. Because I was running second. But then I ended up on my roof, had to tow, and was able to finish fifth.
Well, copy that. Nice to see you back out here. Anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
I'll give a shout out to you and Katie for doing the broadcast. Of course, to Mr. Hedrick, our league owner over here at Lugnuts. All the boys at Hold My Beer Racing. A lot of fun. Bad Apple Racing. Kyle had a pretty good race. And pretty much just a fun night and a lot of good times.
Alrighty, folks. That was your 5th place finisher of Bob Wells. Thanks, Bob, and we'll see you at the next event.
You bet.
All right, we're going to bring up, in no particular order, we're going to bring up Topper Dugas. Topper, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Ron.
All right. Well, this is the first broadcasted type event. Actually, I think this is the first event that Loose Lugnuts has ever put on like this. Katie and I were pretty shocked at the beginning of the race. We're like, okay, we told you guys to go ahead and take out your aggressions and block and race and have as much fun and do whatever you guys want. And you guys went out there and raced for, I don't know, about 10 or so laps until finally somebody started doing something. Talk to me about the event and the night.
It was awesome. We had a lot of fun with it. Our plan was to kind of race the first quarter of the race and see how we racked up and who we had to try to protect and who got a chance at winning it, and it ended up being Ray. So towards the end there, we put Ray in the middle of me and Brandon Murray and just kind of held the position there. It was fun. It was really, really fun. I know Chadwick was probably a little upset, but hey, it is what it is, and that's what the race was about, and I had a blast. I don't know about anybody else, but I had a blast.
Well, that's the most important thing. That's what tonight was about. Just wanted to get your thoughts on it. Any shout outs that you'd like to give? We're going to talk to a couple more people and then close it down for the night.
Yeah, you and the league Misfit guys and my wife for putting up with me, letting me do this, and that should cover it.
Well, congratulations. You finished 10th tonight. Your wife has unofficially claimed that you're probably the car with the most incident points. So if that is true, I could probably go and look at it. But regardless, congratulations on that. If you were that person and helping out your teammates and having a fun night tonight, we appreciate it.
All right, Ron, we appreciate you.
All right, we're going to bring up Andrew Fesden, and I'm going to let Katie take it away with Fez.
Fez, how's it going?
It's going.
So, I kind of saw you go airborne a couple of times. How was that?
Well, it was quite interesting, especially in my Oculus.
Yeah, how are you not seasick right now?
I am a little bit.
Well, I gotta say, we officially have you a new sponsor going. You are now Fez's recovery service, because not only did you go and rescue quite a few people tonight, congratulations on that. You are the hero of the night.
Is KT Creations going to make me a logo for that?
I totally could.
That'd be perfect.
So kind of walk us through your night. How was this for you?
It was a blast. It was nice to get out here and just no holds barred, just beat and bang on people.
So tomorrow night, figure 8. Strategy?
Going in without a strategy, and we'll see what Midway brings, maybe closer to the end, and see who we got to protect.
Totally agree. Well, congratulations to you and all the Misfit guys. Y'all did put on a really good race for us. Any sponsors or anyone you need to thank tonight?
Well, I want to thank Misfits, Pit Pass, KT Creations, and Loose Lugnuts for putting all this on.
All right, sir. Well, we hope you had just as much fun as we did, and cannot wait to see you tomorrow night.
Thanks.
All right, and our final interview of the night will be Brandon Murray. Brandon Murray, you got a copy, sir?
Yeah, I got you, Ron. What's up?
Well, we've heard from a few people that were in your channel. You guys had a plan moving forward, and let's talk first about your night, not the team's night, but your night. And how'd you feel about the event?
That's the most fun I've had on iRacing in God knows how long.
Well, that's great to hear. That was the whole point of tonight's race, was to just go out there and enjoy no holds barred racing, and you guys put on a heck of a show for us. We do appreciate that. Now, one of the guys that was down in your channel said tomorrow night you guys don't have a strategy and you might play it, wait to play it out and see what happens. I'm gonna throw a wrench in there just because I kind of like to hear what your thoughts are. What happens if it's you and your teammates at the end? How are you gonna decide who's gonna do what?
Ain't no such thing as teammates in figure eight racing, Ron.
Copy that. That's what I wanted to hear.
Like, no teammates, no nothing. Like, it's win or take on the steering wheel.
Copy that. Well, we had a great time watching you guys race out there tonight. Congratulations to everybody that you worked with. Hope you guys go back and watch the broadcast, enjoy the broadcast. I'm not big on promoting the broadcasting that I do, but I do enjoy for you guys to go back and watch it and give us any feedback that you guys feel is appropriate. Once again, thanks for coming out tonight, and anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go?
I want to thank you guys for putting on this show. I mean, this was, like I said, the most fun I've had on iRacing in forever. I'm sure the broadcast was phenomenal. I'm going to go back and watch it tonight because this race was too crazy, too much fun not to rewatch. So just thanks to you, all the Lugnut guys, Miss Katie for being up there and broadcasting with you. So we really appreciate what you guys do.
All right, copy that. And that was Brandon Murray coming home in 9th place. All right, Katie, wrap it up for us. What you got?
107 incident points for Topper Dugas. The next closest to him, you had 84 by Fez and Brandon. So the Misfits obviously racked up the incident points tonight.
Copy that. So fans who are watching, drivers who end up watching this, I hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast. This was a lot of fun, a lot of talking, but we're going to be back tomorrow night. I'm not guaranteeing that we'll be broadcasted. We'll see what the turnout is like, drivers wise. But I thought it was a great show tonight, Katie. Thank you for coming up here and broadcasting with me. And we'll see you on the next broadcast.